Welcome to the Words from Our Community video series as part of the Asian Week Database Project. I'm your host, Wynn Stanton. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with David Chiu. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Could you elaborate on your title?
Sure. I am the city attorney of San Francisco. I'm the first Asian American to serve in this role. Our office provides advice and counsel and represents over 100 public agencies, commissions, boards in the city and county of San Francisco's government. We also represent and provide legal counsel to our mayor and our board of supervisors.
How has journalism changed since Asian Week?
I miss Asian Week. I used to read Asian Week religiously. It was really our only source of English language news about what has been happening in our community. When you don't have someone who are documenting the stories, chronicling what's actually happening in our community with regards to politics, with regards to culture, with regards to social trends, with regards to struggles and triumphs and victories and pain points of our community, the fact that this was really America's first and largest English language print publication was really critical. I was a young Asian American activist, and this is how I got a lot of my news about our community at a time when Asian Americans weren't represented in government, weren't in politics.
How important is Asian American Pacific Islander representation in journalism and the media?
In the last 2+ years, as America has been afflicted with the pandemic, everyone knows that our community has been hammered by the virus of racism. We have seen thousands of anti-Asian incidents. Our community has been stereotyped, has been the subject of racist attacks and discrimination and violence. If we're ever going to move from this time period, we need to be educated within our community and educate the broader community. We need to be aligned, we need to be united, and journalists, the media, help us to do that. Because if you don't know about knowing what our community members are facing and dealing with and how they're being stigmatized and victimized and subject to racism, is the first step to fighting back and stepping up. And then I would also say having Asian voices tell those stories through their writings, but on television and on radio, and even through movies and TV shows, it's critical because it not only showcases our stories, but it humanizes our experiences to non-Asian communities, which is the first step to grappling with discrimination and racism. The measure of whether that work is done will be when the anti-Asian hate incidents stop, when we are literally represented and sitting at all the tables in all the rooms we need to, and when our community finally has the respect that over a century of being in this country have shown that we don't yet have. Someday, I think a lot about my son and how someday I will not be in the position that I am, but I'm hoping that his generation will live in a time when they're not reading stories about Asian seniors being assaulted and murdered on the streets of America, and Asian kids being bullied in the classroom, and Asian women being assaulted at the rates that they are being assaulted today. There's so much work that we need to do, but we need to do it now. We need to do it in partnership with journalists and media, so that my 6-year-old son will hopefully grow up in a different world.
Thank you for saying that. That really touched the spot. I'm a parent myself, and just kind of getting emotional just thinking about that. I appreciate your sharing that with us, and thank you for your time today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in the Asian Week Database Project's Words from Our Community video series. Thank you so much. That's it for today. Have a great day.